It says I'm live. There's a thing called latency. Latency meaning like how many seconds does it take for me to start talking before you see me talking? And right now it seems that latency is a little bit slow. So tell me this, I am here alone right now. And so I'm here alone. I was going to say I'm here alone right now, and so I'm the only one here. So you guys have to tell me, can you hear me? And then I got to see, hey, Hank, hey, it's April 1st. What? No, it's not. It is not April 1st. April 1st is coming up on April 1st. Hey, everybody, it's me, Hank Patterson, world-renowned fly fishing expert and guide. Thought I would host a little live stream, a little beers with Hank, and so cheers to everyone right now. I have no plans for this evening. I wrote down a few notes, so I've got a few notes of some things that I thought, we should maybe talk about, probably the virus, and what everybody's doing during the virus and all that. So we should probably talk a little bit about that. And then we should talk about some fishing. We should talk about camping. We should talk about hiking. We should talk about, what you guys are doing while sort of the world is kind of halfway shut down and all that kind of stuff. And so I thought, I have some things I can talk about, but then I also thought, I'd let you guys lead the conversation. Cheers, everyone. Cheers. Loud and clear. Good. Hi, Hank. Thanks for doing this. I hope you are just fine in Montana. Well, I'm in Idaho. But I'm just fine in Idaho. And I would maybe even be better if I was up in Montana fishing. I did get out fishing on Sunday. Just outside of Boise on a river that I like, and had a spectacular day. But what happens in Idaho soon is that a lot of the rivers close. So on April 1st, the rivers will close, and they'll be closed until Memorial Day weekend. Not every river, but the rivers that I, typically like to fish around here are all going to be closed. And so it couldn't come at a worse time, because there's nothing else to do. You can't go to a restaurant. Although, I'm not a big restaurant guy. Like, I don't spend every single day in a restaurant. It sucks that you can't go to a restaurant right now, but I can't afford to go to a restaurant all that often. But it's the minute they say, hey, you can't go to a restaurant, all of a sudden you're like, shit, I wish I could go to a restaurant, right? It's like I was traveling recently. So let me tell you my story about when all of this started. And I don't want to just talk about the coronavirus and the shutdowns and all that kind of stuff tonight, because, that's all we're probably all talking about. And of course, we should talk about it tonight. But I was traveling when all of this started, and I thought, just my luck. Right when they say, hey, don't travel, is like right when I have to travel. And so I was in Denver, I was in Salt Lake, I was in California, I was in Washington State, I was in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. I was sort of everywhere that they told you not to be. The only place that I didn't go that you're not supposed to go is New York and Atlanta. Atlanta got canceled. I was supposed to go to Atlanta, but that got canceled. I was supposed to go to Dallas. That got canceled. So I'm out traveling, and they're telling you, hey, don't touch your face. And so let me tell you, the minute somebody says don't touch your face starts itching. It's like, I've got a booger. I swear to God. The minute somebody was like, hey, if you don't want to catch this, stop touching your face. And at that point, you're sitting on a plane and you're like, okay, I'm on a plane, a petri dish of God knows what. People, if you've been on a plane recently, you realize you're surrounded by 200 or 300 people that don't shower. And so anyway, I'm sitting on a plane and I'm thinking to myself, I get on the plane. And I've got my hand sanitizer, and I'm bathing in this shit, right? And then I've got the wipes, so I get on the plane, and I'm wiping down, like, every surface. I'm wiping down the guy, next to me, because, again, God knows it doesn't look like he showered ever. And so I'm wiping stuff down, and people are giving me a look, like, because it smells, right? The wipes kind of smell, and so I'm right behind first class. I'm in a comfort seat right behind first class, and I'm wiping stuff down because you're supposed to. right? Because the entire world is nothing but germs. And so I'm wiping things down like they say to do. And the lady in the first class seat in front of me gives me that, that look because she can smell it and all she wants to smell is her free scotch that she gets because she's in first class. Anyway, long story. And so I'm wiping everything down. I get all settled in and I'm thinking, okay, Hank, just don't touch your face, right? Because no matter what you do, everything's wiped down. You've sanitized. You've told the guy next to you, hey man, don't breathe. And if you cough, you need to choke yourself out. You need to put a bag over your head and you need to take one for the team. If you cough, you need to take one for the team. Bag over the head. Anyway, so I'm sitting there and the minute I think to myself, okay, don't touch your face. It's, oh shit, everything itches. I've got a booger. I'm sure of it. I've got a booger and it's staying. It's there. I did a speaking gig in Denver recently. And if you were there, thanks for being there. But I was at a Trout Unlimited event. I was speaking at this event. And let me tell you what, it was a handshaking convention. Every single person that I saw 400 people are at this thing, and it was like I had just gotten married. You know how you get married and they do those lines, like people line up to meet the groom. I felt like the groom, right? Everybody wanted to shake my hand, and the whole time I'm just thinking, we're all contracting the virus right now, and I'm hand sanitizing. But anyway, I was speaking at the event in Denver. And everybody's shaking my hand. I'm sanitizing, but I'm still, shaking hands because at that point, it hadn't quite reached where people realize, oh, hey, don't touch me. So anyway, long story, and I'll get to your comments. I swear to, I promise. But anyway, so I'm shaking hands, and then all of a sudden I think, oh my, I got a booger. And I'm talking to a couple of, gals, and I'm thinking, wow, there's some nice ladies here and some people. But the whole time I'm thinking, I'm sure of it. I got a booger, but I can't pick it. I cannot. There's nothing I can do about this booger for my own safety, for the safety of those around me. It's going to have to stay. And then I think I'd probably just psychosomatic. I'd probably think I have a booger, but I don't have a booger because it's just psychosomatic. And then this guy that I'm talking to is like, hey, man, you gotta. And I told him, I said, well, it's going to stay there until maybe I can go wash up, take a shower, and maybe, get it with a hose or something. But I'm not touching my nose because I don't want to get it. So anyway, so I did some traveling. And this is sort of the world that we live in now for the time being is, where we don't shake hands and our face itches and hand sanitizer. And that's where we're at. Anyway, virtual teaching is just not as fun, but at least I can drink beer while I teach now. Well, that's what, those are the types of stories that we need to hear. It's like to all the teachers that can now stay at home and virtually teach while drinking a beer. Cheers to you. I am drinking tonight a Jeremiah Johnson Brewing Company Mountain Man Scotch Ale. We drank these on the podcast, Hank Patterson's Outdoor Misadventures. If you haven't heard, I was going to say if you haven't watched the podcast, I should stop drinking. So if you haven't, that's the podcast. And so we drank these, myself and my buddy Kevin, who nobody's here. I'm in my whole office area space, whatever you want to call this. I guess you'd call it an office area space because that's what it is. So I'm here alone because nobody wants to be near each other, and which I'm used to. I'm used to people not wanting to be near me, and so it's not had that effect on me. I mean, I'm typically alone. I'm typically here drinking alone. So anyway, but we drank these Jeremiah Johnson Brewing Company Mountain Man Scotch Ales on the podcast, and we had a couple left over, and I thought, man, I'm going to start with that. And then I have a Jubal Ale that is also left over from the podcast. It's over here. And so the latency, by the way, is long. Like I'm talking, and then I look at myself on the screen, and you're seeing me like a long time, like a minute and a half later. So if I answer your questions slowly, it's the internet's fault. The damn internet. By the way, what if the internet went down right now? Like, whoa, we're already losing our minds, and we have nothing but entertainment in front of us. And what did the pioneers do, by the way? Because think about the pioneers. The pioneers they had one store in Mankato, right? And so they all lived out in like a hut or some sort of log cabin, or a lot of them in cabins built out of horse shit. And in the plains, that's how bad it got, because they were traveling to the West Coast, and they got so sick of traveling in covered wagons that they were like, you know what, the hell with it, we're going to stop here. Well, what are we going to build a house out of? Cow shit. That's it. I mean, buffalo shit, cow shit, it doesn't matter. We're going to just build a house, and we're going to stay here, because that's how much it sucks to be in a covered wagon. Because in a covered wagon, you would wake up every morning, and it'd be like, oh man, and it would suck, right? And you didn't get any sleep, and everything's full of dust, and you're dirty, and you haven't showered, and then you'd be like, how far are we going today, Pa? And he'd be like, over to that tree. And then you're like, oh, okay, I'm done. Let's build a house out of buffalo crap right here. So anyway, what did they do? Like, if you watch Little House on the Prairie, they're constantly getting thrilled when Pa pulls out the old fiddle, right? And this is how bored they were when they were pioneers. I mean, so what I'm saying is, as bad as it might be right now with the stay-in-place orders, at least we're not at the point where we're waiting for Pa to pull out the fiddle, and that's an exciting thing. I mean, Half Pint would lose her mind when Pa pulled out that fiddle. It's, oh God, Pa's gonna fiddle tonight. And then he would fiddle, and everybody dance around, and it's like, oh my God, I would last 30 seconds. I would last 30 seconds. This is how long I would last if I had to go home tonight and I thought to myself, okay, all the stores are closed, the restaurants are closed, everything's closed. I'm stuck here. I am stay in place. I am right here in the old cabin. And if the only thing I had to look forward to was somebody pulling out a fiddle, I'm sorry, and I love the fiddle. I'm a big fiddle fan. You're not going to find a bigger fiddle fan than me. But let me tell you, I would lose my mind. Thank God for Netflix and Hulu and Amazon Prime and all of those things, because I would absolutely lose my mind. And YouTube, thank God for YouTube, so we can all get together and have a beer. What do you guys want to talk about? Let me read some comments, and then here's one that got hidden. Lewis and Clark, sons to bitches. Yeah, I'm going to show that. Those bastards. Okay, it's all the original hot spotters, Lewis and Clark, right? You're traveling, writing books about all the great camping spots, all the great rivers, everywhere to catch a fish. Lewis and Clark, okay. Yeah, Nicole Watson, sons to bitches. Amen, girl. Oh, Carrie, Despot, my pretend wife. I play violin and mandolin. You do not, Carrie, play the mandolin or the violin, do you? Is that true? Do you really? If so, drive here now. Play it for us. You won't. You're Hank distancing. It's not even social distancing. You're just like, I want nothing to do with Hank. I play the violin. Okay, so who's got a question? What were you going to do in Atlanta? Work. I actually was going there to work. It's not exciting. It's not an exciting story. Let's just leave it there. It was not going to be an exciting story. I was shooting some video for some people, to make ends meet, to make $1, because the only way to make less than a fishing guide is to make fishing films. So I took a job out there shooting some stuff, a little government work, a little of that government cabbage, if you know what I mean. That dried up. Oh God, that dried up. That went away. That was my year, and my year canceled. Last Sunday, as a matter of fact. Where is your Minico sweatshirt? I had my Minico sweatshirt on this afternoon, and I was going to wear it this evening, and then I ate a ham sandwich, and so when I was done with the ham sandwich, there was more mustard on my sweatshirt than there was when I started the ham sandwich. And so, I love mustard. Yesterday, I had my Smith Optics sweatshirt on, and I had a meatloaf sandwich, and by the time I was done with it, I had more mustard on that sweatshirt as well. I'm clearly putting too much mustard on my sweatshirts, and so I have my Camp Hagadagada sweatshirt on right now, which is right here. Camp Counselor, Camp Hagadagada. If you haven't watched Camp Hagadagada and you are stuck at home, for the foreseeable future, then I would suggest it. I would suggest go to Amazon and watch Camp Hagadagada. How was fishing on your Louisiana trip? Well, that got canceled. today. And so that I did not go to Louisiana. I was supposed to leave on Sunday, and I had to cancel. So I was also supposed to go to Kauai on the 24th of April, and that got canceled. So I did a lot of work travel and some speaking stuff and had a great time. And then the payoff was going to be red fishing in Louisiana, but with them being on a stay-in-place order, it didn't seem like the appropriate thing to travel down there right now. I've also been to a couple of places and events where some people have tested positive, so it doesn't seem like I should be traveling for the next few weeks. And so I had to unfortunately cancel the Louisiana trip because of that. And then Hawaii is basically shut down right now, so I had to cancel that. But I postponed it. I would like to think I postponed both of those trips, and so it's a bummer, but it's a blip. It's not a big deal. Trust me. There are so many people right now who are out of work, who are financially struggling, who are sick, and for me to miss a couple of trips, I'm not complaining in any way, shape, or form. I should have said this at the beginning of this live stream. My God, I hope you're all healthy and feeling well and keeping safe and keeping sanitized and keeping clean. And I hope if you're having some financial troubles that you're finding help. And I also think that if you're somebody who can help, that you should help. Right? So, I mean, if you're somebody that's not affected financially by all of this, then throw some money at some local restaurants. I mean, get some takeout. Do whatever you can to sort of get the money back into those industries where people right now are struggling. So, if you've never hired a fishing guide in your entire life, now is the time to go out and hire a fishing guide right now. And you may not, be going on your trip next week, of course, but now is the time. Even if you're booking it for next year, book it for next year. So those industries really need our help. Those like the small mom and pop, the lodges and the fly shops and the guides and the outdoor industry, they sort of need our patronage. And so I would say if you've got the means and you're not, affected financially so far by this, then gosh, spend it, get it out there. Even if, like I said, if you're booking a trip 2 years in advance, book it, do it. People need help. Or restaurants, that's a big one. And restaurants and spas, anywhere that people congregate where they are no longer allowed to congregate for a little while. They're making a huge sacrifice. And the least we could do for those of us who are not making that sacrifice is to kick a little something their way. So that's my soapbox. I'll get back on it later. Carrie, of course we're ordering takeout. Of course you are. You can't cook, Carrie. Thank God. Thank goodness. I'm sure your children and your husband are very excited to be ordering takeout, as they would be every single night of the year, pre and post virus. Do you feel any guilt about Tom Hanks catching the virus? I'm glad that you brought this up. And who brought that up? Wenemo. Do I feel... Here's the thing. So if you listen to the podcast, you know that a few weeks back, I ran into Tom Hanks in Ketchum, Idaho, which is Blaine County in Idaho. Right now, the epicenter for the coronavirus in the state of Idaho, Blaine County, is right where Tom was. And now I believe got this well after, he has nothing to do with the coronavirus in Ketchum. But so I guess I saw him well before he had the virus. I think. I don't know. What's the incubation time on it? God only knows. So do I feel guilty about Tom? I a little bit. Yeah, a little bit. But I didn't get that close to him. We certainly didn't shake hands, at all. Here's what I like to think, is that I told the story about how I saw Tom Hanks in Ketchum, Idaho at Neater's restaurant at breakfast. And I'm like, oh my God, look at that guy, looks just like Tom Hanks. It is Tom Hanks, because the guy next to him looks just like Tom Hanks' son, Colin. And so then I realized, oh, it's Tom Hanks. And then fast forward, I'm pretty sure there's a podcast out there in the world where Tom Hanks is telling the story where So there I am. I'm at Neater's, and there's Hank Patterson. Wow. So anyway, so Tom Hanks got to see me. I got to see him. 2 stars crossing in the restaurant. Did you fling a booger at him? No, I didn't. I didn't get anywhere near him. I have nothing to do. I have nothing to do with the fact that Tom Hanks got the coronavirus. But it is interesting that most cases in Idaho are in that area, and Tom was there. He had nothing to do with it. If you had the chance to star in A River Runs Through It 2, would you be on board? Man, what would A River Runs Through It 2 be? Bad, right? I mean, it's like, I would do it just because it would be so horrible. A River Runs Through It Part 2. And I don't even know what the story becomes at that point. It's like post-Paul and all that. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen it. Post-Paul. Anyhow, yeah, I would, of course I would do it, but it would be like Caddyshack 2. It'd be horrible. It'd be an awful movie. It'd be like Meatballs 3. If you've seen Meatballs, great film. Great. It's actually terrible, but it's fantastic, nostalgically. And then Meatballs 2, not good. And then Meatballs 3 is off the rails. That is horrible. So A River Runs Through It 2 would basically be Meatballs 3 with a fly rod. Which is right up my alley. Right? Because the bar is low, and that's right what I gravitate towards, as you all know. So if there is A River Runs Through It too, I would assume that we would all realize it's going to be horrible. And so who better to call to star in a really bad film? Right there. This guy. Huh? Johnny, like B-list, C-list, right here. Okay. Did you say hi? Hi. The cat. I don't know what that meant. Okay, but I'm behind on. Okay, so Spaceballs. Spaceballs is a great film. May the Schwartz be with you. Did Tom get your autograph? He asked. I turned him down. Will the cat be playing Tom Skerritt? The part of Tom Skerritt will be played by an old house cat who plays the part very well. So Weekend at Bernie's 2. That was no worse than Weekend at Bernie's. Was there a Weekend at Bernie's 2? Okay, now I don't even know. Okay, Caddyshack 2 was awful. Amen, brother. It was so horrible. Where's the cookbook? Okay, so we started a cookbook. Okay, so we started a cookbook on the podcast and then quickly abandoned the idea of the cookbook. And the reason that we abandoned the idea of the cookbook, pure laziness. The idea behind the cookbook was this. People were going to call in or write in, email in, and give me their favorite recipe. I was then going to steal their camping recipe, and I was going to put out a cookbook with stolen recipes. Because part of the agreement with sending me your recipe to hambone@troutjousters, plural.com. hambone@troutjousters.com. Send me your favorite camping recipe, and then we'll make a book. So that was the idea. But then we got lazy, and I kept forgetting to ask people to send their recipes, and then we fell behind, and now we didn't make the cookbook. Let's make the cookbook. What I'm saying here is I'm reinvigorated because I've got a lot of time on my hands right now. I'm not going on any trips, and I'm stuck here. I'm alone here, and so I've got time. So send me your favorite cooking recipes to hambone@troutjousters.com. As a part of that email, you have to give me permission to steal your recipe. I'm going to steal it. And it's not a profit-sharing situation. If I put out the cookbook, and I'm going to keep the money, and I just want to, and I'm not going to give it to, don't throw a charity thing at me either. I'm going to selfishly keep every penny of it. I don't want to mess around with lying to you. I'm shooting straight here. I'm keeping the money. Spit in the pan. Did Sam get eaten by a bat? My dog? Did my dog get eaten by a bat? Hell no. Look, I've got a Shih Tzu named Sam. It's a beautiful animal. If you go to my Instagram page and just scroll around until you find a picture of my bird dog Sam, a Shih Tzu. And this is probably the greatest dog of all time. Although I've had other dogs that were at the time the greatest dogs of all time, but Sam is an amazing animal. Go look at the picture of that dog. The dog treated a raccoon. Not long ago, a few months, maybe 2 months ago, something like that, that dog treed a friggin' raccoon. And so the raccoon outweighs my dog by 50 pounds. My dog weighs like 1.5 pounds. So it treated a raccoon. Did it get eaten by a bat? That dog, no. Bat doesn't mess with Sam. Sam is she treated a raccoon. She can eat a bat. All right, you mean like beer battered cod? Yes, send a recipe for beer battered cod. Snap it. Hey, ham bone, jammies, backpack. Yeah, man, this does my heart good to get out here. One of the things that on my last one of these live stream events, I was talking about, like, man, we want to do some more videos this year. And so the plan was, and is, to shoot some more videos this summer and just do some more stuff for fun and get out and make some more content. It's been a while since we made a lot of content. Then I got super busy during the spring right after that. Full disclosure. And then all this hit. And so right now we're sort of on shutdown. And so we're a little bit behind. I did go make some Ford commercials recently for a dealership in Idaho, Lithia Ford, and those were fun. I'll post those somewhere. I don't. They're on television. I haven't posted them anywhere. I should post those. They were fun to do because I don't normally get paid to be on camera, but I did. But they didn't give me a free truck. I think that we should probably all call and say that, shouldn't we give Hank a free truck? Anyway, so, okay. Enjoying this while drinking a quartini. The martini, but drinking it at home. Oh, the quarantini. The quarantini. That's a good one. I've not heard quarantini yet. You're at home, you're alone, you're where we should all be. Right? If you have children, if you have a spouse, if you have a girlfriend, a boyfriend, or whatever, then what you should be doing is drawing a line right down the house. That's where I'm at. It's like that's your half of the kitchen. Make sure you get the half of the fridge, and then this is my half of the kitchen. And you buy an extra microwave. You all get your own microwave, and then you split the house in two. And then but when you do it, you got to realize it's like there's some give and take. And so you're going to want to give your partner, your spouse, whatever, give them the good bathroom. It's right. You're like, hey, I want you to have the good bathroom. Okay, because that's, now, and then when you go to take the fridge, because of the beer, right, then they're going to be like, well, I got the good bathroom, and then you sneak in, you hit them with it. It's, hey, you mind if I take the fridge? You get the walk-in shower. Can I have the fridge? So that's something to think about. But you shouldn't be within 6 feet of anybody, your children. They fend for themselves. Lord of the Flies, they can do it, right? Have you ever read Lord of the Flies? Fantastic book. Go read it. And these kids are left to their own devices, and what happened? Only good things, if I remember. It's maybe some bad things happen, but let me tell you, Lord of the Flies is basically a book saying, hey, children can take care of themselves, right? I mean, I'm not saying not to throw them a ham sandwich here or there, or to take care of them a little bit, like help them with some of the cooking, but don't look. If you're like me, if you're the average parent in America, and I know there are people outside of America, but if you're the average, parent, don't help them with their homework. You don't know what you're doing, right? You don't know. None of us know how to do math, right? I mean, we cheated our way through high school back in the day. We got a diploma that says we know how to do math. No. The math that kids are doing today is like it's so far beyond, we don't know what we're doing. And then you might be able to help with history, maybe, because history, all you have to do is pick up a book, right? Or Google it. So you can Google a lot of things. So if you're home and you have your children at home and you're like, oh crap, they can't go to school. And as far as I know, nobody, right now in the U.S. can go to school. If Google it. It's Google. Just tell them to Google it. It's like, Mom, I got to, I'm studying for this test. I don't know. Google it. Google it. You don't know. Don't pretend. All you're going to do is Google it. Don't pretend to be able to help them. Just tell them, just straight up. Now is the time to be honest. This is where we are right now. as a society. It's time. Let's just be honest. Mom, can you help me with my homework? I can't. Why? I don't know anything. Dad, can you help me with my math? God, no, I don't know how to do math. None of us know how to do any of this. So you don't take it upon yourself to homeschool your children. Google it. Get one of those devices where you say, hey, Google, what's 15 times 4? And then it tells you. It just tells you the answer. Google, what? Who was, president in 1937? It will tell you who. It tells you everything. Google. You just Google it. This is why we can't let the internet go down, because of that, because then our children aren't going to be able to learn anymore. And then the second reason that we can't have it go down is Netflix and Amazon Prime and Hulu and everything. HBO Go. I mean, my God, can you imagine trying to get through this without those things? No. How are you going to watch the Great British Baking Challenge if you don't have one of those, like, streaming services? Okay, I'm not, and I apologize, I've not paid enough attention to your questions, and I mean to. By the way, I'm doing this tonight because, God dang, we need some laughs. We need to have a good time. It's crazy times, and so I thought, oh man, we should all have a beer together, and thus we are. And I'm, like I said, I'm having a Jeremiah Johnson Brewing Company. Look at this guy. Look, can you? So the lag time, I don't know if you can see this. So, but I hope you can see it. It's like got some like guy like chewing on some barley or wheat or something like that. He's got some aviator glasses. He's got like long flowing hair and a flowing beard. I mean, this is, God dang, he's got a sleeve tattoo, I think. And this, anyway, Jeremiah Johnson Brewing Company. It's a good beer. I wouldn't drink it if it wasn't a good beer. I would. That's not true. Let me back up. It was a free beer, so Kevin bought them, and so I would drink it if it was a bad beer, based on it being in the fridge. But it just so happens to be a good beer, and so it's they're fantastic. Anyway, I don't know what other beers they have. I haven't looked that brewery up, but if you're up in Montana, you probably know them. Vodka and Vitamin Zero water. Carrie, God dang it, look at you. After my own heart. Great beer. It is, right, Brian? Fantastic beer. It really is. Jeremiah is one sexy beast. Jeremiah Johnson. Like, if we're talking like the film, Jeremiah Johnson, this is sort of like this is like a modern day version of Jeremiah Johnson. This guy doesn't last. I mean, this a good looking gentleman here, and it's a great beer. But this guy, in the situation that Robert Redford found himself in as Jeremiah Johnson, this guy, he don't last. That guy's he needs Netflix, right? This guy needs like a down comforter. Okay, he's not fending for himself. He's not lasting a single winter out there, right? When that guy sends that grizzly bear, I'm at Grizz, and remember when he sends that grizzly bear in, and he's like, skin him, and he sends him into the cabin. This guy gets eaten by that grizzly bear. I'm sorry, but he does. We all know it. It's this sort of modern day version. Now, the Robert Redford Jeremiah Johnson, right? He had full package. I mean, don't misunderstand what I just said. He's got, Robert Redford, good-looking gentleman, great actor, fantastic script, good film. They had a grizzly bear. It's everything that you need in a film. Hey, if you want to have some fun messing around with people's internet, say, hey, Google, who is the best fishing guide? Oh, hell. Somebody do that right now. I don't have a Google device here. Somebody Google that right now. Hey, Google, who's the world's greatest fishing guide? What is the answer? Somebody tell me that. Bob, are you on this? A guest at my hotel is offering whiskey. Would I partake? That should probably say, should I partake? No, God, no, don't share anything with anybody right now. Are you kidding me? First of all, what kind of creeper is off at a hotel is wanting to share whiskey? Okay, like pre-virus, don't take a whiskey from somebody at a hotel. No, you should not partake. Run, as a matter of fact. Report this individual to the local authorities, is what I would do. I've just jumped to the conclusion that this person is a murderer, is a horrible human being, and just go that direction. Love from London. James from London. Buddy, how are you? I hope things are well for you. I think they're about like they are here, with things being locked down and whatnot. Thanks for joining us. I've never been to London. I need to go to London. I want to go to a play in London. I'll say it. Hey, look, I'd like to go to London. I'd like to go see a Shakespeare play in London. I won't understand any of it, but I would like to have that experience. So thanks for joining us. Best scene, why drink beer when they make cocaine? Well, I don't know if that, geez, hey, that got serious. I don't think that it's, I don't have an answer for that. I have, for the first time in a long time, I'm left speechless. You skin Grizz Pilgrim? Yeah, amen, brother. Totally Hank Patterson, world-renowned fly fishing expert and guide. Okay, Nicole, was that the answer when you Googled that? Oh my God, I want that to be the answer so bad. You have ever grown manly man's beard at Hank Patterson? I've grown a beard. I think there's probably a picture on my Instagram of me with a beard, but I don't look good with a beard, like a full-on beard. I don't look great without a beard. I look like hell without a hat. People ask me that all the time. It's like, why are you always wearing a hat? It's because I look like hell. And so anyway, but have I grown like a full-on big? No, I don't. I'm not dedicated enough to do that. It's way too lazy. I would have to groom it. I wake up in the morning and I wash my armpits, I put on a hat, and I walk out the door. I mean, I choose from one of 85 hoodies. I have 2 pairs of jeans, neither of them fit, and I got like 3 pairs of shoes. This is my world, and I feel like I would have to brush my beard or something or get crap out of it, and so I'm just not willing to go there, and it's not going to make me look any better, and so I don't do it. Okay, totally answer, Googling world's best fishing guide. Oh man, fly line leader, how to. I don't understand that question. Fly line leader, how to. Okay. That's, is it me or is there a lot of videos about the exact same topics going on these days? Right? I was telling somebody, I made a joke in my fly fishing film tour film where the client says, "Hey Hank, can you tell me how to tie a surgeon's knot?" And I say, "No, but Google can." Or Yahoo or something, and then I go on to say, you can't swing a stick without somebody telling you how to tie a surgeon's knot on the YouTube, right? Am I right? Oh, that's it, YouTube. So anyway, long story short is it me, or it just feels like I'm seeing like there's a video on how to tie a surgeon's knot, but that somebody just put out, but then there's 700 other videos on how to tie a surgeon's knot. Anyway, what I'm saying is I'm going to put out a video on how to tie a surgeon's knot. Cheers from Haley, Idaho. Man, Jed, how are things in Haley, Idaho? You guys are on the lockdown. I hope that you are inside, and I hope that you are feeling well, and I hope that, we get past all this very soon. So, Rainier getting me through lockdown. God dang it, vitamin R. I tell you, I had, I've talked about this, but I had a Rainier for the first time in years. Last year, I was up in Washington State, Ellensburg, and had a Rainier. Fantastic. Great story, huh, Hank? I had a Rainier one time. Oh, do tell. I drank it. Okay, easy. Too many about the same thing. Yeah, right, Dave? I mean, am I right, David? It just, there's a lot of, it feels like we're looking for a reason to make a video as opposed to there's a reason to make a video. Does that make sense at all? Okay, easy. Toilet paper hoarders discuss. Oh, buddy. Here we go. So you asked, Chris. Here's the funny thing, frankly, about the toilet paper hoarding, which took me by surprise. I remember when it first started, I thought, what the hell is going on? Why are people, that's not a thing. Like, why are they getting all this toilet paper? There's plenty of toilet paper, and fast forward 3 days, there's no toilet paper. And here are my thoughts on that. So, like, think about World War II, the greatest generation, and the sacrifices that they made, and now we here's our generation, right? Is that there was a whisper that something might be going down. The toilet paper hoarding started before anything was shut down. There was like nothing had happened. There were restaurants were open, the bars were open. There were like 3 cases of the virus in the entire country. But somebody said the word virus, and I mean, it started immediately. Like nothing had even happened yet, and people started hoarding. I mean, literally, like 3 people in the entire country had the virus, and people were pushing their elderly neighbors down to the ground to get to 47 rolls of toilet paper, and it's bizarre. The other bizarre one was water. Like you couldn't find bottled water. Everybody went and got bottled water. And then it became spaghetti noodles. Everybody needed spaghetti noodles. All of a sudden, everybody's a pasta fan, right? So oh my God, we're out of toilet paper. Hurry, go get the pasta. And so then everybody got all the pasta. And it's like, oh my God, we got pasta. And I've got like 7 years worth of toilet paper at my house. What do I need? Get all the bottled water. It's weird to me. I don't understand it. You know what you can find at the store now? Toilet paper, right? I mean, normal people didn't run out. They were out. Like, how often do you buy toilet paper? I buy toilet paper like once every 6 weeks or something like that. You know, like a normal size package of toilet paper lasts a month and a half. And all these people ran out and they got it. And then guess what? I didn't run out. You know, here's the thing. If you're like one of the people that hoarded toilet paper, and I get it, I guess, you know, I'm not trying to come down on you. Everybody has their own reaction to things, and I'm not here to, you know, I'm not the toilet paper police, God knows. But let me say this, that at one point, I thought, like, did somebody that hoarded, you know, toilet paper, and they've got a stockpile, like 7 years worth of toilet paper out in their garage, at one point, you know that guy had a conversation with somebody, a neighbor, a family member, a friend, that didn't have toilet paper. And so, if you're, look in the mirror. If you are one of the people that went to the store, hoarded the toilet paper, stockpiled it in your garage, hid it in your attic, put it under the house, whatever you did with it, and then you had a conversation with a neighbor or a friend or a family member that was saying, oh my God, can you believe this whole toilet paper thing? I don't have any I'm out of toilet paper. I'm having to use my hand. I'm having to, you know, shower right after I poop now. So if you were in a conversation with that, how weird did you feel? Because if you hoarded it, you probably were also then the person that was like, yeah, I'm out too. Yeah, I don't have any either, you know, but you do. And so, but anyway, so I hope that if you went and you got 47 years worth of toilet paper and you hoarded it at your house, I just hope to God that if you had a conversation with a neighbor or a friend or a family member or somebody that was out of toilet paper, I hope that you came to your senses, chilled yourself out, and shared. Share the toilet paper. Now, like I said, I mean, I went to the store the other day and they had plenty of toilet paper. Here's the funny thing too, is like all these people are losing their jobs. I mean, it's awful. Like restaurant workers and all these people are in this situation, financially distraught, right? Business owners, for sure, are falling on hard times. It's a tough time. Like I said earlier in this live stream, whatever you call it, I was like, you know, if you can help, you should help, right? And if you have the means to help, you know, help and patronize, be a patron of, you know, some people that are having a hard time. But here's a position that has been created. So a lot of people are losing their jobs, but the one position that I know has been created, the one job that didn't exist a couple of weeks ago that suddenly exists and is keeping somebody employed is the guard at the toilet paper aisle. We now need a guard at the toilet paper aisle. When I found toilet paper at the store a few days ago, there was somebody, I grabbed one. Again, how often are people pooping? It's gonna last me probably nearly until this whole thing is over. So I grabbed one, and the person at the aisle, the guard, the toilet paper guard. This is a position at stores now, the toilet paper guard. And so I said to the guy, I was walking out, and he says to me, hey, thanks for understanding. And I don't understand anything. Here's what I don't understand. I don't understand the hoarding. I admit it. I don't. I'm not telling you not to get a little extra, but it just seems like we jumped the gun. Anyway, I went on. I didn't mean to go on a rant, but somebody asked if I could talk about the toilet paper hoarding, and I find it quite frankly strange. But I did. But there's some laughs to be had about it, because I do think it's funny, because that people that hoarded toilet paper were in a conversation with somebody that said, oh my God, what about these toilet paper hoarders, right? They're the butt of a joke, but they're there. They had to be in a conversation with somebody who thinks they're nuts, and then they couldn't admit that they're one of the hoarders. And I was at a Target 2 weeks ago, and I was with a friend, and I'm talking to this friend about toilet paper hoarding and how ridiculous I found it. And I got to admit, I hadn't been to a store. I don't, go to the store a lot. And so I hadn't been to a store, and I'm going on and on. I'm like, oh my God, these toilet paper hoarders is ridiculous. I mean, what the hell are these people doing? Oh my God, I'm just mouthing off. And so then I realize, and I've been spewing for 5 minutes about this, and then I realized the person in front of me, it's got a cart, and it's like 13 rolls. It's 13 packages that's all they were buying, is all the toilet paper. And they heard every single word that I said. So I did take some pleasure in that. Okay. London is already out of alcohol. Okay. See, now we've got a problem, right? And so and it's prison rules now. Okay, James, because if you're out of prison, it's like you want to read one of those books about what do they do in prison. Right, they're making toilet paper, or like toilet water wine, right? And so you just look that up. Don't. Okay. Slow down. You're gonna get alcohol poisoning. Don't do that. Just take a breather. You're gonna have to just whatever alcohol you have left, whatever beer you have left in the fridge, drink it now. But you drink it while you watch this, and then just take a break. But yeah, don't. I shouldn't probably have said that. But it's funny to say that you should make toilet water wine, because you should. Okay, anyway, what do we have? Oh, man, someone is hoarding 325 tungsten beads I can't find anywhere. Oh, man, I don't tie flies, and so what, So that's sad. If anybody's got some tungsten beads, some 3.25 millimeter tungsten beads, would you please send them to FlyLife 775, FlyLife 775. Email me at hambone@troutjousters.com, and then anybody who's got some of those tungsten beads that they want to send to FlyLife, you also email me, and then I'll hook you guys up, and then you can help out a buddy. The worst part about hoarding is if you go to the store to buy your normal amount and there's hardly any on the shelf. Do you buy one pack or two? Well, I guess you buy two. It sucks. I don't think buying a little extra at this point is hoarding. I just think it's like, it's keeping yourself safe. Was safe the word? I don't know what the word would be. But anyway, I don't count that as hoarding. If you buy a couple of extra things, you probably should if you see it. I only bought one toilet paper though. Yeah, if you go to the store now and buy like a lot of like 15 things of toilet paper, first of all, they won't let you. I don't believe any stores would let you at this point. But if they did and you were buying that many, somebody's going to videotape it and shame you. I mean, you're going to be the butt of a lot of jokes, and you're going to be that douchebag on the Instagram or whatever. I mean, you're going to become Insta famous for being the person that's hoarding toilet paper. There's plenty of those videos out there. It's gone virus. See, Chris Nelson has some beads. So Chris, you email me. And then I can't remember the person, the FlyLife, you email me too. And then, you guys could, talk beads. Okay, Jake Huckins. If he answers your oft-repeated question, you are obligated to become a Patreon supporter. Oh, Jake Huckins. Thanks, Carrie. What's the question? Somebody's hoarding open fly shops. Oh, boy. Yeah. Hey, yeah, boy, I'm glad somebody brought up Patreon. Because, I have a Patreon page, patreon.com/Hank Patterson. And that's so some people subscribe to my podcast. I have a podcast. We're about to start season 2. We've been shut down for a couple of weeks. We'll be back not this week, but next week. We'll be back on, and it's season 2 of Hank Patterson's Outdoor Misadventures. We're having a blast. I hope you tune into it. And then some people get additional episodes of the show, and then they get a live stream just like the one we're doing like this. We do these once a month for the patrons at Patreon. And so if you have any interest in that, if you like the podcast and you have any interest in additional episodes and these live streams, then you can subscribe there. So there you have it. Thanks for keeping me smiling in Utah. Oh, Meg, where in Utah are you at? I'm going to do some live shows, I think, this fall. That's a plan right now, but things are in flux right now because I have had to move some spring stuff to the fall, so I'm trying to figure it out, but I'm thinking October, November, I'm going to do some live shows, and I think the shows are going to be in Missoula and Helena, so in Montana. A lot of Montana, Boise, Denver, Salt Lake, and that's why I asked Meg, because you're in Salt Lake, maybe, or you're in Utah. And so, Hambone, I'm going to show that. Hambone, the inexpensive sportsman. I owe you guys something, don't I? I owe you, I don't know, I think I owe you an interview. But we should hook up. And I'm sorry I've been gone and I fall way behind I'm always way behind. I can't blame the travel, but I do. I do blame it. I've been behind. So anyway, Hank, look now. What am I looking at, Carrie? Hank, look back. Oh, come back to Durango. I'm going to come to, yes, Durango. We'll put Durango on that list too. So we'll do Denver, Durango, because my mom lives in Pagosa Springs. I think I forgot to tell my mom that this was happening. Hi, Mom. But I think I forgot to tell her. And anyway, so maybe Durango, Denver, Salt Lake, and then if the problem is it's sort of pricey to travel to places, and so I never know where I can go and people are going to show up. So I'm going to places where I know we got a lot of listeners of the podcast. We've done a lot of speaking gigs before, and so I go, I know we can find an audience in those places. And so if you live somewhere and you think we can find an audience for a live show, then definitely email me, hambone@troutjousters.com. Let me know, and then we'll put together a show in your town too. Whip it, snap it, love the broadcast. See you at OGR 2021. I don't know. I don't know if I'll be at OGR 2021. I hope so, but I think I got in trouble last time. I made inappropriate jokes. Okay, I give up. Yeah, okay. Oh, Jake, come on, don't give up. Ask one more time. I have not seen your question. And so I just saw that you give up, but I don't know what you gave up on. I don't know. Stacy, Harvey, Stacy, what? Yeah, you can drive to Denver, for crying out loud. It's not that far. Where you at? You're in Wyoming. Am I correct? Am I talking to the right person? I know I am. Jake has a joke. Oh, okay. Jake, here we go. Jake, God, come back, brother. Jason Flyfisher, Colorado. Where are you from, Jason? Colorado? Fort Collins, Colorado. Maybe Fort Collins. I think maybe, that's close to Denver, isn't it? I don't know geometry. Springfield, Missouri, Provo. Oh, you're in Provo, Meg. You can drive to Salt Lake. Come on, Jake, come back with your joke, buddy. I want to see it. Last glance. Hank, I better not see you on the Green River, because if you get within 6 feet of me, I'm going to slap you with my fly rod. Well, I won't get within a fly rod's distance. And so here's the thing with this the social distancing. Is anybody else social distancing out at this point? That is like every single thing that we've ever done is hashtag social distancing. And I've done it. I'm not pointing fingers here. We've all done it. And it makes sense. And it's a good reminder to, hey, keep away. That we should keep away from each other anyway. I mean, what are we, all hugging? Everybody's hugging all the time, making out. Anyway, so the social distancing thing. I need a new term. We need to coin a new phrase. So right now, Social distancing. We've heard it so much that it's becoming what I call white noise. It's like you hear social distancing and you hear it so much, it's stopping to mean something. So, now it should be like, keep the F away or something like that. But can't go around swearing like that. There's children about, so we can't say that. But what's a new phrase? What's a different way of saying social distancing? It's like, we need a new phrase. So throw some out if anybody has some ideas. Jake's 12 years old. Oh crap. Where's the joke? Did he say the joke? Jake Hutchin. When's the last time you bait fished? Do you know any masturbators? Look, hey, we're all guilty of that joke. I've told that joke. When I told the story, oh wow, Carrie, what show? Okay. Man, she's calling somebody a name. Is there a fight going on that I'm not aware of? Anyway, yeah, you fished the something. I allowed Carrie's calling somebody a name. Okay, so I love hugs. Oh, I love hugs. I'm a hugger. I'm just saying. Okay. Small biz owners trying to stay alive. Yes, amen. Have you fished New Mexico? I've been to New Mexico. That's not an answer. It is an answer. I think from that you probably took that. No, I have not fished in New Mexico. I've been to Taos. I flew into somewhere else and then drove to Taos, and I don't think we got a chance to fish. So we wanted to, but it was a very short trip. So I need to come down there. I said I love hugs. There you go, Carrie. Okay, we hear you. You don't have to yell. There's no screaming allowed. How long have we been? Oh my gosh, it's 7:23. I thought we would do this for like an hour. Is there something that I haven't answered? Hold on, I wrote some things. Oh, God, I have food. I forgot. Hold on. Teriyaki chicken. I warmed it up before I walked in here, thinking, oh man, I should eat because I haven't eaten. And then I forgot. I have some notes. Sanitizing, yeah. Beer, canceled some things. Social distancing, we need a new term. Thou shalt not pass. That's good. The St. Joe isn't crowded. Oh, maybe we shouldn't tell anybody that. I gotta tell you, man, I should come over and fish in. Does Oregon, is it all gonna shut down? I need to fish somewhere soon. And again, I'm not really traveling at the moment, but soon is, it's better to travel. I need to get out. I'm super bummed about the Louisiana thing. Because I've never fished for redfish but again, it just does not seem, right, to be traveling right now, for me. So I wasn't able to do that. I was afraid you weren't going to chew into the mic. Oh God, no. No t-shirt giveaway? Well, let's give away a t-shirt. Let me tell you, the last time I did this and I did a t-shirt giveaway, it took me literally, I think it took me a month to mail those t-shirts. I'm a horrible human being. My God, let's do a giveaway. My criminy. Let me think. I gotta think of an idea. For a giveaway. Okay. No, I don't have one. When I come up with an idea on what question I can ask to, as far as, it has to be a question. I have to ask a question, and then you have to answer the question as to, for me to get a giveaway. And I just don't have one at the moment. As a germaphobe, I'm surprised you are taking this all so well, Hank Patterson. Those hypnotizing sessions are working well for you. I am 100% a germaphobe. I open doors like this. If I'm in, a public restroom, I'm flushing toilets with my feet. If you have to touch them, I'm like it's elbows. I was made for a time like this because I am, I've always got hand sanitizer with me. I'm always, I'm always handshakes. I'm always, doorknobs. I'm a complete germaphobe. And so I feel like I'm handling everything okay, but I'm not around, like now that I'm back from traveling. When I was traveling, let me tell you, I was in, the last place that I was San Diego. And I can tell you, I went and I had to get takeout, and I went and I got takeout, hand sanitized, paid, hand sanitized, got the takeout, and then I'm like, and she's like, you need a fork? No, I don't need, a fork that you've touched? I don't think so. And so anyway, so then I went back to my room and then realized, oh crap, I don't have a fork. So then I had to go back, and then everything's, door in the elevator, it's with a foot. And so I get back and I go down and I'm like, oh, I realized I'm staying in a hotel and I need a fork. So I go back to the hotel room and I open up the food. And so now that I've opened the food, I've touched what that person touched. And so now I washed the hands, and while I washed the hands, the plastic fork got washed, right? And then I ate the food. And even then, I just felt like I was gambling with my life. I was just taking my life into my own hands to even eat anything that anybody, had touched anywhere or breathed on or been near or anything like that. But, look, hey, you got to live. And it was fantastic food, by the way. I was staying in Little Italy in San Diego, and there was some great, oh my gosh, there was some good food around there. And so, but it was, it was all takeout, and it was actually a pretty good time. Here's one thing though, let me just bring it up right now. So if anybody's with Starbucks, let's just get it out there. Big fan. I like Starbucks coffee. Not everybody does. I do like Starbucks coffee. I frequent Starbucks wherever I'm at. Here's an issue that, well, right now, most of the Starbucks here, at least, and probably in most of the country right now, are only drive up. At first it was, you could walk in and get your coffee, but then you had to bolt, or you could do drive up. I believe now it's just drive up. But here's my, I get drip coffee. I get a 12 or 16 ounce drip coffee. And the way that they handle the coffee, at least at every Starbucks that I go to, is that the person at the register who's, touching the money and touching, the screen and touching everything, that person then, for drip coffee, then turns around and gets your drip coffee. And then they take their hand, this hand, right? And then they grab the lid and they put it on and they hand it to you. These are good people. This is what they're trained to do. This is what they're supposed to do. This is their job. And so this is not I love Starbucks, and the baristas and the people that work there have been fantastic people. All I'm saying is that I think that there needs to be like a new system as to how that lid from the person that touches the money and the screens and everything, how that lid on drip coffee gets on the drip coffee. I don't think the register people should be handling the coffee, is all I'm saying. And I hope I don't, if you work at I love Starbucks, and if you work there, thank you, because I love coming there, and you're fantastic. And if you are one of those people that have, grabbed the lid after molesting your face or whatever, it's fine. I salute you. That's what you're supposed to do. That's what you were trained to do. But anyway, I'm just saying, I shouldn't have gone on and on about that. But I should probably write a letter, because I love going there, and the people are always awesome. So Nicole Watson, can't touch this. Did you have a California burrito while you were in San Diego? Hell yeah. Man, I'll tell you what. You're just not going to get a better burrito than in San Diego. I don't recall the name of the place. I don't even know what area of San Diego I was in. We were shooting some video down there, and somebody said, "Oh, we should get food. We had to get takeout. We can only get takeout." And somebody said, "There's a great burrito place 2 blocks away. They deliver. Let's call them. And then they said, well, they're closed until 5, and it was 3:30. And so then we said, well, I'll eat a power bar, and that'll get me through because I really want a burrito. So I had a burrito. It was like a pulled pork burrito. Oh my God, it was so good. Here's the thing I don't like, though. Don't like cilantro. I'm one of those people who hate cilantro. Money, paper, plastic, some of the filthiest stuff on earth. Right? Disgusting. Ugh. Anyway, auto coffee litter. Yeah, somebody needs to come up with that. So when I traveled, I got a new cup. I got a new, the Yeti cup that the F3T guys gave me. And it's like a little mini thermos. It's only a little bit bigger than... It's only a little bit bigger than this can here. It's like that, but it holds like 14 ounces maybe. But then it vacuum seals, and then you twist the thing. It's a fantastic cup. And so while I was traveling, because of all that's going on, and frankly I do this anyway, is that then I get my coffee and I take the lid off and I pour it in there anyway. And I figure the coffee's hot enough to hopefully have killed any germs. If the burrito place ended in Betos, it was good. It probably did, right? Oh man, that burrito was fan-friggin-tastic. But also, it's called Rambler. Is the Rambler, and it's vacuum sealed, and then you twist the little middle part, and then you drink out of it. Fantastic cup. Would you ever consider starring in a reboot of A River Runs Through It? Trevor, you must have just joined, because that very question was asked earlier, kind of. They had talked about if I would be in A River Runs Through It too, and of course I would. I'm getting to the age where I would have to play the dad. I am at the age where I'd have to play the dad. Trevor, good to see you, buddy. Last time I saw you, Trevor, you were at Camping World buying a hose for the shitter on your camper. So I hope that's worked out. Anyway, Bob, I have my bourbon in it now. That's a great friggin' cup. Anyway, it's like my favorite cup now. Because one thing that happens in an airport is that I don't like having to hang on to my cup on the airplane. Like, I feel stuck. I'm there, I just want to relax. I maybe want to put my coffee down. I'm not going to put anything on that friggin' tray on an airplane, by the way. That thing ain't been washed. It's covered in urine. But anyway, so I'm not going to do that. So then I'm stuck with the cup. But now, with that sealable cup, I can pour it in there. It's like a little mini whatever. And then it seals, and I can, so my regular travel cup is what I'm saying is that would spill, but this thing I can put in my backpack, and I can take it on the plane, I can get it out, and I can have coffee whenever I want, and nobody but me touches it. It's fantastic. Oh man, Trevor did just that. Love that shitter hose. Yeah, it's you were pretty excited when you purchased that, if I recall. That's one of those fun things to run into a friend. You're out buying a shitter hose for your camper, and hey, what's going on? Then you run into a friend, and then you have to admit that you poop in the woods, which we all do, but you don't want to talk about it. Anyway, let's wrap this thing up. I need to do a giveaway. Man, I have to. You need to drink the beer faster at Carrie. Yeah. I do owe you guys a t-shirt. I owe somebody a t-shirt. Let's think. Okay. In the episode, Bait Fishers episode, Hank, the very first episode where I'm teaching bait fishers all about catch and release. What do I call a bait fisher's tackle box? What do I refer to a tackle box as? Let me know. I got 2 shitters full there. So, okay, I'm going to give away 2 t-shirts. So that's for a t-shirt. Is somebody tell me what I called the tackle box? I called it something else in that episode. So if anybody can come up with that, I'll send you a free t-shirt. And then as soon as I'm watching the answers, the first person to answer it correctly gets it. Purse, yes. Shay purse, a tackle purse. We're gonna say that goes. So Shay, oh man, God, everybody's seen that episode. Holy hell. Okay, so somebody already won. Settle down. Although, okay, but I'm a minute behind. So Shay, send me your address and your size to hambone@troutjousters.com. Hambone@troutjousters.com. Send me your size, send me your address, and I will send you a free t-shirt. Okay, so I have another one, but I can't remember it. Okay, hold on. There was another one, the tackle purse, and then I had, oh shoot, somebody was just talking, hold on, this is not good television. Carrie, I agree with that gulp. Carrie, oh, now I have the fancy cold, Care Bud, Swamp Lover, something. I had another idea for a question. Okay, how about this? Carrie, you played, what did you play? In the Halloween episode, Carrie, you played my girlfriend. And that was a stretch for you. But anyway, you were like, I don't want to play the girlfriend. I don't want to gross. Anyway, so let's think. We could ask the name of the person that we murdered in that episode. In the Halloween episode, the fake trailer that we put out in around Halloween of this year, I think on Halloween of 2019, we kill somebody. And so, can anybody tell me who we killed? And I'll send you a free t-shirt. Here's what's funny. I'm not sure I remember what we named the person. Oh, I do. I remember. Okay, so if somebody, that's a big one. You should get, this person might even get a hat and a t-shirt. Because that's a tough question. Yeah, let's see if anybody gets it. And then then we'll sign off. Man, I've had so much fun. I appreciate everybody for coming out and hopefully enjoying some fun this evening. Having a beer. You killed the guy. Joel? Nope. Well, Kevin does die in it. Ed. But we didn't murder him. Not Jerry. Not Wally. Wally also dies, I think. Well, Kevin doesn't necessarily die. He gets drug away by Sasquatch. Travis, yeah, well. Man, that's a tough question. I don't know if anybody's going to get that. Matt is close. Tristan? No, but we would have killed a Tristan for sure. The guy with the name? Okay. That one's hard. How about this? Yeah, Chris, thank you. Thanks for doing this, Ben Jammin'. I'll tell you what, I can't recall. I think the guy's name was, I'm just going to say it's Mark. I think it was Mark. I think everybody's excited to see Mark. Okay. One more question since nobody could figure that one out. Let's think. Matthew? No, it was Mark. Gary. It could have been Gary. How about something from the Yellowstone episode? Maybe a sticker for the effort. Ha ha. Oh, porpoise power. Mark. Yeah, right? I think that was right. Okay, how about this? Oh man. Okay, what? How about this? Nicole Watson. Can we just sing the Oasis song? Name the Oasis song that we sang in that episode. Name it. Somebody will get that. That's a great question, actually. There's a hashtag associated with it. Everyone needs a Jerry. Amen, brother. Man, this has been a blast. And I promise, hey, listen to the podcast. Hank Patterson's Outdoor Misadventures, everywhere where you see podcasts. Check it out. Somebody tell me the name of that, and as soon as somebody wins this t-shirt with that Oasis song title, Carrie, you can't say it because you were there. You sang it. Wonderwall, yes. Who was it? Butt Riggins. Why do I find that so funny? I just never grow up, kids. Butt Riggins. Hey, Butt Riggins, send me there's probably somebody named Butt, and I'm being a jerk. Anyway, so send me your size and your address. Hambone@troutjousters.com. You get a free t-shirt. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Totally appreciate it. Listen to the podcast. Email me, hambone@troutjousters.com. I'm always looking for ideas for new videos and all that kind of stuff. So, and I just appreciate you all. I'll say this one more time before I sign off. This whole virus thing sucks, and a lot of people are losing their jobs, and a lot of people are losing money and their businesses and their health. More importantly, even, is people's health. And so I hope you're all staying safe. And if you need help, find help. And if you can help, make sure to help in any way that you can. If you have extra of something that somebody needs, share it. Help people. Share with people. Do what you can to help everybody get through these times. And take it seriously. Honestly, it's a serious thing. And if you are a person that knows someone who has the virus and is struggling, or if you are a person that at risk, or if you get it, I mean, it's a serious thing. It's something I think and I believe to take seriously. And so do what's right, but help each other out. Share. And like I said, if you're thinking about hiring a guide out there, or doing anything in the outdoors, or doing anything that would help a local restaurant, or anything, even if you're buying gift certificates, if you're buying guide trips that are going to happen down the road, do it right now. Everybody, those folks that are suffering need a little bit of help right now. So, buy the gift certificates and book those trips, even if you're booking something for 2021. Book it now if you have the means to do so. Share, help, be kind, all that good stuff. Thanks, everybody, for listening to me talk, and I appreciate y'all. Okay, bye.